Can we sing it?
Let's talk about switch, baby.
Baby, let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that may be. Let's talk about switch. Hi Birders, we're here with Greg, the mastermind behind Switch Nutrition. Thanks for joining us here today.
Very well.
And we have this little number in front of us, the Alpha Switch.
Yeah.
So a bit of a gold colour. Is it a gold product, this one?
Oh, it's absolute gold.
It is awesome.
It's small in size, but you won't be. Can we say that?
You can say that, but side note, females can use it too?
Yes, they can. Absolutely. So Alpha Switch for us was created to help optimize sex hormones.
Yes.
If we're coming out and saying it, it's really about helping to improve your body's performance, recovery, lean muscle development, fat loss, all of those things that require hormones to do that.
Right, and I know at the moment, and actually it has been for quite a while, testosterone boosters in males in particular,
Yep.
They're doing really well because they actually do something.
Well, the biggest issue is that I think we need to take a step back and look at what the problem is for a start. So the problem is that we're not getting enough of the micronutrients that assist us in becoming capable of producing sex hormones. So if you're deficient in magnesium, zinc, boron, vitamin D, and vitamin D deficiency is in more than 80% or 85% of Australians, which seems weird because we get vitamin D from the sun and we live in one of the sunniest countries in the world. But the slip, slop, slap message has gotten through so well that our vitamin D levels have plummeted. So we're deficient in a hormone. Vitamin D is a hormone, believe it or not a vitamin, which is probably another topic. But we're deficient in a hormone, vitamin D, that is made from cholesterol. And if you're on statin drugs, which lowers cholesterol, you're at an even greater risk of being deficient. So there's a correlation or causation really between lowered cholesterol and lowered levels of testosterone. And increased risk, when you have lower levels of testosterone, you have an increased risk of cardiovascular disease also. An increased risk of depression and anxiety too when you have low levels of testosterone. So increasing or optimizing testosterone for me was all about bringing back that alpha attitude, that kind of attention to yourself and your focus on life, which can sometimes disappear for a lot of people. An Alpha Switch is formulated in a way that gives you the micronutrients to make sure you're capable of producing sex hormones, male or female. And then it gives you some herbs that are known to help support natural sex hormone production.
Right,
and in men that will mean increasing testosterone, increasing free testosterone, and minimizing the conversion of testosterone into estrogen. In women, it may mean balancing the testosterone to progesterone to estrogen ratios, so that perhaps around their menstruation they feel less PMS, they're less emotional, they have less pain, less bloating, those sorts of things. And if you're not going through menstruation and you're in menopause, then it helps again to maximize the body's natural hormone production, which is starting to lower in many cases.
And that's a very important time to optimize hormone production,
100%.
is during menopause. And it's funny, I'm actually getting quite a few menopausal women buying this product.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people are knowing about it already.
And I think that's a good thing. I mean, as I said, we sort of formulated this to help support natural sex hormones. So, it's going to work for men and women, but and the herbs and vitamins and minerals that we're using have been used in food systems or medicinal systems across the world for men and women. So they're not exclusively one or the other, except that obviously men will notice those sorts of things quite quickly because a lot of men are suffering, especially if they're into their 30s, 40s, 50s or more, a decrease in testosterone quite rapidly, and it just helps to bring back. It's not going to increase your testosterone to a sub-physiological level that's like a steroid. This is
not a steroid. It's optimizing.
Absolutely, it's 100% natural. It's there to help improve your levels for you and your performance. It's not there to push you in a direction that's going to be not optimal for you, and that's what it's about. So you've got some pretty cool stuff in here. I'm not sure what we can and can't say in terms of Spilanthes acmele, but that's a really interesting herb. It's actually called the toothache plant. If you were to open the capsule and rub it into your tongue and gums, it would make them go numb. So that's why this is in a capsule and not a powder. It's our first non-powdered product.
Because of that ingredient.
Yeah, and that ingredient is particularly interesting because it increases nitric oxide, so it increases blood flow to the skeletal muscles and to the penis, so erections improve. In fact, there's a way of scoring that, and it's called PEI, which stands for penile erection index. And using spilanthol, which is the active ingredient found in Spilanthes, they were able to see a 300% increase in PEI. And to put that into context, Viagra saw a 400% increase.
Really?
So
So
it's-
pretty close to
It's pretty
Viagra.
impressive. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're going to see some improvements, down there for men, and then we've got the things like your Tongkat Ali, which is otherwise known as Malaysian ginseng, or otherwise known as Malaysian Viagra. So we've got some herbs in there that do support libido and aphrodisiac benefits. So it's not just a gym workout, boost testosterone, build muscle, burn fat kind
But
of
it
concept.
can do that.
Absolutely. Because if you're optimizing your hormones, then you're going to optimize your physical benefits as well.
And so you can train and give the stimulus for the body to grow.
Yep.
You can give all the protein and the nutrition for it to have the building blocks to grow.
Yep.
But if you don't have the hormones to signal the growth,
You're back to square one.
back to
right?
square one. So this is helping complete that.
There's 3 pieces of that puzzle. You've just nailed them all. You've got to stimulate the muscle growth by training and hoping for adaptation. You've got to provide the micronutrients or the foundation to build, and you've got to provide the hormonal profile to allow that to happen. Almost the key to start the engine,
That's
so
right.
to speak. So yeah, the hormones are there to do that, and the alpha switch is designed to optimize those hormones.
Perfect, excellent. And we've talked then a little bit about the female side of it, but mainly the male. Can we talk about sort of the female side of it in a bit more detail?
Yeah, look, again, as I said earlier, the vitamins and minerals, you've got your boron, vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, B6, shilajit. So shilajit is an Ayurvedic herb, or well, it's not really a herb so much as it's Ayurvedic plant matter that's been composted down for centuries, that's super rich in fulvic vitamins and minerals, which again helps to support, shown to increase testosterone by 29%, which is nice, but it also helps to balance estrogen and progesterone. So we get that nice balance in the body where the hormones are in balance rather than pushing them in any one direction, which is what I really like about the formula. So that was the idea behind it. You've got fenugreek, which is often used for women that are pregnant for lactation. Don't worry, guys, it's not going to make guys lactate. It's just going to, it's going to help improve with men the ratio between testosterone and estrogen, and minimizing the conversion of testosterone to estrogen, okay, via aromatase, which is an enzyme that converts your testosterone into estrogen. And that's happening more often than we'd like. So things that increase aromatase in our diet is excess alcohol consumption or excess processed carbohydrates, i.e. sugars. So if you see someone who's drunk a lot of beers at the pub, they'll often carry weight around their midsection or their chest, and that's estrogen-driven fat because their body's converting testosterone into estrogen. So we're going to minimise that conversion and maximise the natural sex hormone.
With that ingredient.
Yeah,
Excellent.
and for women, like I said earlier, just balances that progesterone-estrogen ratio. There are going to be times throughout their period where progesterone will be higher and then estrogen will be lower. That's natural, and then vice versa at different, whether it's the luteal phase, the follicular phase, the ovulation phase. So it's just going to help make sure that those things run smoothly throughout that period. So
Sure, okay.
we're just trying to provide all moving parts. We're looking at the hormonal systems and bringing it together at a micronutrient level and at a herbal level to make sure that we maximise people's performance in terms of in the bed or in the gym.
Perfect.
And that's what it's there for.
And people, like you said, they're lacking these days. A lot of men have decreasing hormones, and females need to normalise and stuff like that. So this will actually make a difference to those people.
Well, one of the biggest issues that we have facing civilization today is the exposure to xenoestrogens. So xenoestrogens, in case you're not aware, burners, are the BPAs found in plastic bottles or plastic containers, takeaway containers, coffee cups, and they're particularly bad when they're exposed to heat, light, acid and oil. So if you've got oil in your cupboard at home and it's got a plastic bottle, then you're at a higher risk of increasing the BPA into that food. You've got a takeaway coffee cup and it's got a plastic lid and it's hot, you're more than likely getting a lot more BPA exposure. So there's ways of minimising your BPA exposure. By fat burners shakers, they're BPA free, step one, all right? Put your water into a BPA-free water bottle. Don't reheat your food in the microwave or in a plastic container. But also, if we can try and minimise the xenoestrogens by using formula like Alpha Switch to detoxify and eradicate those xenoestrogens, then we will actually normalise our hormonal function and maximise the benefits from our own natural endogenous hormones.
Yeah, and you just can't escape those xenoestrogens out there. They're everywhere.
No, absolutely.
And so this is starting to become not just a cool thing to do, but kind of necessary.
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
We're starting to see young boys that are not hitting puberty till much later because they're getting too much exposure to estrogen, and young girls hitting puberty much earlier because of the exposure to estrogens. So we're actually seeing a change in the physiology of our young teenagers, which is quite scary really. But you can also see it, as I said earlier, in where men are holding body fat around their abdominal area and their chest.
This would be good for them.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
Cool.
There you go. If you didn't know, now you know the lowdown behind an optimal hormone product, and really well made with really good dosing in this product. Just wanted to note that as well. It's important. But Greg doesn't make products by halves, so yeah.
No, we're not doing a subpar product. We're doing things to get results, and it's our differences that make the difference.
I like that saying. Sounds good. All right, cheers, Berners. Hope you got something out of that. A little product with big results. I just made that up then. Cheers.
I like it.
All right.
See ya.
See you, Berners.